Hey everybody, JJ here. Back again with another fantastic Zoom call for Wednesday, middle of the week. We're rocking it. Guest speaker today is just an absolutely wonderful young man. I had the pleasure to meet him on numerous occasions. Can't say enough about him. We met through the Sub 2 community. If you've heard me speak before, Sub 2 is Pace Morby's community. Pace is a premier genius in the country, which means the world, on creative finance. And his Sub 2 community is by far unparalleled as the premier real estate education platform today. Our guest speaker today is young man started as a student, again, became an entrepreneur. He's now a very successful investor, teaming up with people from all over Southern California and just crushing it. I'd like to introduce my good friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Grant Walker. Grant, how are you?
Hey, brother, how you doing? Excited to
I'm,
be here finally.
I'm great, man. I'm great. We've had the pleasure to hang out, and you were so kind enough to let me take one of those boats out into the water down in Huntington Beach, which was really, really cool. With that, I'm going to say I probably gave it away. For those that don't know you, where in the country are you located?
I am in Southern California in Huntington Beach.
Beautiful, beautiful place. Hey, tell us about the pink hat and the pink shirt. I know that's kind of your brand.
Yeah, so with my boat company, it's Little Electric Boats. I was the first in the country to turn the boat all pink in the market to women. So all my clothes are like Steve Jobs now. I know what I'm going to wear every day. So I got my pink hat, my pink shirt, and then everybody just knows me as the pink hat and shirt guy. So it kind of sticks. I got super
There you
lucky.
go. That's cool. That's very cool. Hey, so we met through Sub 2, right? Sub 2 community. How did you get into real estate? I mean, was that something that was always around you growing up?
No, actually, it was I was finally the business started off. I was looking to buy my own house, and it's just like impossible right now because the interest rates were starting to go up. And then I was watching the Iced Coffee Hour with Pace Morby on there, Graham Stephan show, and he was talking about Sub 2, and I'm like, why in the heck is this scam artist on the YouTube podcast right now? I'm like, no way this works. So it's like after we go out and research if this was real or not, and it's real, and I'm like, what? How is this legal? And then it just my interest has just zoomed from there, and now it's like I do it all the time. It's amazing.
Well, let me ask you, what were you doing before you decided to delve into real estate? I mean, through your teens into your 20s,
Been in
what's been your thing?
been in sales my entire life. So my last job before I became an entrepreneur is I was a sales director worldwide for one of these vape companies, and then that was just always having a boss that was like walking around eggshells if he was going to be a good guy or a bad guy that day. And then when COVID hit, I left the week right before COVID hit. So then when that happened, I was just outside and looking at another Duffy rental, and I was like, I could do that. So I decided to start my own thing, and now it's like got that. We got the Marina Del Rey pedal boats that just opened. So now you and your girl can go to MDR, and I got those glow in the dark boats for you to drive. And then the real estate kicked in, and it's the first thing that I've been in since, like, when you're 18, you try golf or something, and then every 3 months, it's like you don't want to do it as much anymore. Real estate's the only thing since I've been 18 where I'm like, every month, this is so cool. I want to do more and more and more. So it's like an addiction right now. I'm loving it.
That's so cool. How'd you find, well, you said how you found Pace, but um, as you got in, how long you been in Sub 2 now?
I think I just hit my year mark. Because we started Orange County Joint Ventures, and I wasn't even part of Sub Two yet. And then, like, I think 3 or 4 months after that, then I partnered with someone in Sub Two to get a membership. So I was kind of like I didn't want to pay 10 grand to join this community yet without, like, it was like 10 grand, bro. Are you kidding me? But it's paid dividends since.
So how did you and I meet?
Actually, so I went to Pace's book meetup to sign it, and that's when I met other investors in Sub Two, and they all talked about you, like, "Hey, JJ's got this next meeting." So the first networking event, or even real estate event I've ever gone to, was your first one,
Oh,
or
cool.
at least for
So
me.
you came to the book signing that I hosted for Pace, right?
That, and then your next big meetup. So technically, you were my first two big events that I've ever
Very
been to.
cool. And we've known one another ever since, and we've become better and better friends.
Yeah,
So
eventually I'll
you're,
get you out to one of these poker nights, man.
yeah, I want to come out. I want to come out. I think next week is we're on schedule. Um, so your topic is luxury and Hawaii markets. Tell us about that.
I think we'll mostly stick to the Hawaii since everybody loves Hawaii.
Well,
Most
that's a
people,
luxury, and that's a luxury
yeah,
market. Yeah.
yeah. Hawaii's my bread and butter. It's just there's no competition out there. Everybody wants like an investment house out there, and the main reason I chose that as my primary market because like when I was trying to start, everybody's telling you, oh, go to Texas or whatever. I didn't want to do any of that, so I closed my eyes and I think, where am I going to retire? And then Oahu popped up in my head, and I was like, that's where I'm going to start investing because eventually I will retire out there. So I might as well just start building my network, having houses there so that when I do go out there, everything's already set up for me and I'm not starting from scratch.
Yeah, build your portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what are you sharing with us? Is like how to buy or how to leverage, how to finance? What's the strategy you have for us today?
So I'm a simple man. I'm just a wholesaler. I pretty much just call, get the deals done, and then I leave all the underwriting and all that stuff for my partners who are much smarter than me. As long as it's a good deal, I just do the basic and lock it up.
So if folks are on the call now, we have a number of people on the call this very moment, and people watching on YouTube. If people are somewhat new and they're looking to wholesale, looking to acquire these properties, what's the best way to do that?
Honestly, it's pretty simple. Just figure out which route you want to do first. I don't have a lot of time, right? So I knew at max I could do about 20 to 30 calls a day. Like I don't have 8 hours to do this full time. So that's why I decided to go direct to agent because A, these are already listed on the market. The agents are going to be more receptive to getting offers because that's all they care about. The other thing I started with was sub two because I wanted these 2% interest rates. Like I didn't even plan to become a wholesaler. The whole point of me calling was so that I can get these deals for myself. I never thought that I'd be selling off to other investors. So I just wanted to have like one for myself, and I wanted to have the skill set to learn how to do it. And that's how it started. So like most new people, just figure out, okay, how much time do you have? How much effort you're going to put into this? If you're limited on time, go to direct to agent, and then just figure out if you want to do sub twos or seller finance. Like
Let's talk,
this,
let's talk about that for a second.
okay.
You said it twice. You said direct to agent. Let's say I'm brand new, I'm on the call, I'm watching on YouTube. What do you mean direct to agent? What does that mean for someone who's new to the game?
Yeah, my bad. It's like now I'm going a little ahead. I'll bring it back. But yeah, so direct to agent, super simple. It's if you were on Zillow right now and it's on the MLS and that it's active, they're looking to get an offer in on the house.
So you just contact agents basically.
That's all I do. I just go on Zillow and call agents.
Now, do you find yourself developing relationships or having regular calls with some agents, or is it always different people?
So the other reason I went to direct to agent is because I don't have a lot of time. So the biggest thing is I wanted to build my network with agents so that they could do all the hard work for me and get paid. So like my very first deal that I closed, this guy is now my best friend. A, he saw that I can get the deal done, that I did everything that I said, and then now he knows exactly what I'm looking for. So even if it's before it even goes on market, he'll send it to me and let me get like my first offer in. Or he'll call everybody else in his brokerage and be like, hey, this guy's looking for this particular deal that I know you guys are having a hard time selling. And he'll get those and then we'll just partner and I split my commission with him. Like I love paying agents because I don't have enough time to do everything. So why not pay someone 50% of something, which is like a lot of people are scared to do that. But I'm like, I'm not. Like this is free money for me. All I had to do is structure a deal and sell it. So it's actually we're helping the sellers, helping the agent, and then also helping me because it's all about time constraints.
So the two things you mentioned, one of those was direct to agent. You explained that. One of the people on the call right now said, "Oh, I get it, I get it." The other thing you talked about was sub two. So direct to agent is acquiring the opportunity, acquiring the lead, and then sub two is closing that lead.
So sub two is pretty much the people that are in harder situations. I've noticed, like in Oahu, I love sub two because a lot of these guys they're in the military. Okay, So what happens is they get redeployed. You know, they were in Hawaii, they bought a house thinking that they were going to be there for a couple of years or whatnot, and then they get redeployed in 2 years and they have like no equity in the house. So when they go to sell, like on the market, they're typically going to have to pay like $10,000 or $20,000 to sell their house to get their benefits back to go to the next place that they're deployed at. So what sub two is, we're just coming in and say, hey, let me take over your existing mortgage. I'll pay you some money so that you can get out of your house. I'll pay all the agent fees and closing costs, so you have a nice big check, and then I'll make the payments on behalf of you for your existing mortgage.
That's awesome. So, Grant, when you're talking about sub two versus direct to agent,
Okay.
direct to agent, you're going through agents who are basically bringing you opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
When you're acquiring property sub two, obviously you're subject to conditions. That's what sub two means, subject to conditions.
Mm-hmm.
How are you finding those properties? Are those the properties you're finding through the direct agent, or are you
So,
finding those through a different manner?
so I only use I went to direct to agent because I was poor, right? I didn't want to spend any money into this. Like, I just wanted to find leads that are active right off the bat. The only platform I use right now is PropStream, where I can go and find small equity in certain areas, and then from there I go on Zillow to see the house if it's pending or if it's active or not, how the condition of the house looks, and all that stuff. And then I call the agent. Uh, the only reason like I really call the agent is just the A, kind of explain what it is, and then B, get the mortgage statement to make sure that it's real. Because I don't care what platform you're on trying to pull data, it's all not 100% accurate, as most investors know. So it's just really to talk to the agent to make sure that this could even be a real deal in the first place, and getting the mortgage statement. Once we get the mortgage statement, my partners, they underwrite everything, they make sure that it's good, and then we put an offer in on it.
Heidi Chesla, you are on with Grant Walker. What's your question?
Hey, Grant, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a question about the market. I think it's so interesting that you chose Hawaii. That's really very cool. Because one thing I struggle with is choosing a market. I'm coming from the lending side, but I definitely want to acquire property. So my question is, like, how often were you in Hawaii? Like, how often have you laid eyes on these things? Or are you just becoming such an expert at sort of, wholesaling and doing, I know you have people that underwrite for you, but like, how often have you seen these, or are you just becoming an expert at it remotely?
Well, like I said, like initially when I was choosing the Hawaii market, I've only been there one time, but
Okay.
hey, I had such a passion when I went there. I like had the best experience of my life, so I'm like, why wouldn't I keep going back?
Right.
But there are so many deals out there. It's funny that a lot of people, they want to stay in the red states, right?
Mhm.
They're because they're like, oh, we got better land rights, whatever the case may be. Whereas Hawaii, everybody wants to be out there, and there is so much opportunity. The people who have the biggest opportunity that I've been out on every island, it doesn't matter, fix and flipper cash guys, they will absolutely crush. Like there's so much fix and flip out there. I'm surprised every contractor on the mainland hasn't gone out there, because there's so much opportunity. And if you're just a competent worker, like let's say you were GC, you would be a multimillionaire just by giving like a proper bid for a house. Because it's a lot of the guys that I've worked with aren't like the best, like even presenting like, hey, here's the breakdown of my job. So
Right.
I'm at the point now where I find someone from California, and I'll fly him out there to do jobs, because at least I know it's like going to be a set price and who I can guarantee. Sub twos, there is tons of them out there. Like I said, the military base. If you look at those military bases out there, these guys are coming in and out all the time. Waikiki, constant stuff there. And then seller finance, I'm running into a lot of that more. I'm actually switched from like Oahu, because Oahu's like really good for my sub two, but now I'm going to the Big Island because the rates aren't crazy there. You can get a like 2,000 square foot house, like a 4.3 brand new build with an acre or three for 5K. I mean, 500,000. Like all the crazy good deals I've seen are on Big Island now, and that's where I focus like all my effort. So it's like Oahu, yes, it's really good. You can do tons of fix and flip there, but there's a lot of competition, and because like I'm an outsider investor, it's
Yeah.
harder to get deals over there. than it
Okay.
is like on Big Island because the numbers are still smaller there, but the potential is a lot higher. Like I got the first house I bought out there was a 3-2 with 2.5 acres. I got that for it's one street away from the beach. It was 799. I got that for 10% down, 4% interest only with a 10-year balloon. And our payments like 3,500. And right now with our short term rental, we're making about 7 to 8K a month on it.
That's great. So are you? Yeah, I guess you get first dibs then, since you're the one bringing them in. You get first dibs on the ones you want to keep, huh?
Yeah, so it's like because I was poor, it's like the first couple I sold just to
Yeah.
build our battle chest so that we
Mm-hmm.
could take stuff down ourselves. That was the whole point of me wholesaling. I have my 9 to 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what pays the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else that I wholesale is monopoly money that like I'm not looking to get it now. I'm looking at it in like, okay, 5 or 7 years, that's when this stuff will be real. But
Yeah.
like I told my partner, like as long as we're good with our 9 to 5, why don't we just crush it and get as many houses that we can
Mm-hmm.
without really using any of our own money? So it's super fun.
Yeah, that's exciting. And it sounds like even for the excess ones, the disposition of them is not a problem at all. It sounds like
No.
you've got plenty of people to.
So Gators, you're gonna hate me. Okay. I get a contract under. I'll
Mhm.
post in sub 2 and I'll
Mhm.
have a buyer within 48 hours that will literally fund my EMD for me.
Yeah, that's great.
Like everybody wants to buy. It's absolutely crazy, but I mean, it's paradise. What can you say? Like everybody wants to be out there. So that's my main market.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. One more quick question about your team. How did you find your team?
Uh, JJ's first event. So
Oh my
we,
gosh.
we were there for the book signing, right? And everybody was complaining that there was no group in Orange County. There was like an LA group. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know, but Brenda Jones, Terrence, Darren, Lee, Kevin, they pretty much, we all met up and they were like, hey, let's start something in Orange County. So we started Orange County Joint Ventures. And
Yeah,
then from there, oh, go ahead, JJ.
and that group is now one of the largest groups in Southern California.
Are we?
I believe it.
Yeah, they've got over 1,000 people in their group.
I need to get out there.
See, Heidi, you should have come to the last picnic.
I'm making the next one, I promise.
Yeah. So I like the core leaders, they are so into this that it's like they're a lot of these guys are way smarter than me, like thousands of times smarter than me. But the fact that like I'm one of the few people that will hop on the phone and be consistent, that's
Mhm.
what's made me successful. It's not that I'm a good sales guy. I'm really not. It's more the fact that I'm actually calling and submitting an offer. Like
Mhm.
like if the Closer Olympics would happen, I'd be in last place, guaranteed.
Well, it like you said, as long as you like even the first one, you proved that you could do it, and now that's your one of your biggest sources, right? Of leads, and they're doing all the work for you. So it sounds like you might actually win the Closer Olympics to me.
Yeah, they're looking for skill, but like so all it is, just get your first one.
Uh-huh.
I'm helping people learn as well, but they all give most of them give up on themselves. It's really sad. They don't have that entrepreneurship. Like I don't need to listen to Tony Robbins to get going today. It
Right.
just yeah, sometimes in the morning it's hard to start, but like once you get past that first call, then it gets easier, right? It's just always like getting the steam to start that train from moving. But
Yeah.
it's like as long as you don't give up on yourself and you keep making the calls, the universe is going to give you something. I guarantee it.
I love that's perfect advice, and I don't want to take any more of your time. But thanks so much. Those that was great advice and great inspiration as I'm moving forward to acquiring property. Um, yeah, and now I'm not going to worry about the market. I'm going to pick one that I love, maybe that I want to
Mhm.
retire to.
There you go.
That's the best way to do it.
There you
Thanks so
go.
much.
Heidi, thank you. Good to see you again. Scott Hilbun, you're on with Grant Walker. What's your question?
Grant and JJ, thank you for bringing me up. Well, my initial question when I raised my hand was about your dispo, and you mentioned already, kind of answered that, but you're going straight to the sub 2 community and they're gobbling them up before
Hmm.
days go by. So my understanding is that you're targeting low equity. Do you pay attention to days on market before you reach out to the agents, or are you just hitting them right away because they're probably not staying on long?
So it's very funny. Most of my sub two deals, like I'll just talk to them right away, even if it's the first day on the market,
Hmm.
and they'll be like, "No, we're good." It's only like after 2, 3 months after they've gotten beat up,
Yeah.
that's when they'll give me a call back. Oh, remember that guy that had a solution? And then I'm like, I'll come in and solve the problem. But uh, I don't have a set date. It's pretty much anytime that this hits in my field to like call, I'll call. Just it's an introduction, right? And then it's all about the follow up, right? So like every week I'll just say, hey, I'm still here. I'm still here. As long
Mhm.
as you're doing that, and then people's mindsets change the longer they've been on market. So like my first one, I think I called them when they were on day two. The agent laughed at me. By day 96, that's when we started having real conversations.
Yeah.
And he was actually super thankful after everything was said and done because otherwise, I mean, he was like, what, a month or two away from losing the listing. And he wasn't even getting any offers by the last like 30 days.
Right. Oh, I just spent a month on the Big Island. My cousin actually lives there full time, and I'm just driving around drooling at all the properties. There's not many
Oh,
for
I know.
sale that are listed, but man, they have one rental and then they have a house up the hill, Waimea area, halfway
Oh,
up.
it's
So,
beautiful up there. Yeah.
nice and cool up there. Um, my actual passion is kind of similar to yours in that I'm skipping over. I'm newer to Gator, but I'm not new to life, as you can see. And I came from the lending background my whole life in the traditional world, but my passion is really more on the luxury end. And specifically, I grew up around Newport Beach. So if you're
Nice.
from Huntington or know that, I'm trying to find eventually my way back there. That's kind of like you said, you want to maybe possibly move to Hawaii full time. Well, I kind of am trying to find my way back to the old stomping grounds.
You're gonna
What
have
would
tons of
you?
opportunities. So there's two that I see working really well out there. One
Okay.
is fix and flip, but there's big investors that are
Yes.
just gonna crush you with that, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're calling, you can do it. The one me and my team have been doing out in Newport is just seller finance. A lot of that's old money out there, man. So when they put it on the market, like there's guys trying to look not really lowball them, but getting as is value offers. Uh, when you could come in and give them like $200,000 or $300,000 more than asking,
Yeah.
and a little bit of the interest rate, those ears will perk up real fast. Uh, so that's typically what I've done on a couple offers out there. So if they were listing for like 1.5, I'm like, hey, I'll give you two, but you got to give me some terms. And then as long
Good.
as they're not trying to cash out or 1031 into something else, a lot of
Yeah.
these people are like, dude, I can just live off this interest. And then when I pass away, like my kids can get this. You know what
Right.
I mean? So
Right.
it's seller finance has been really nice out in Newport or Laguna as well.
So not even just giving them the price they're asking for, but you're bidding
Yes.
over to make it. That makes sense.
Yeah. As long as they give me terms, because it's like,
Yeah. You
as
gotta have terms.
yeah. So that's what I said. I have my partners where I'm like, okay, I kind of suggested this. What are our exit strategies that will make this work? So it's like some of these guys, they're even okay with like 40 or 50-year arm, but still having a 30-year balloon because it's like as long as they're getting their number that they need to make,
Yeah.
they're happy. So a lot of the times, like direct to agent, it's harder though because the agents will interject and be like, oh, they would never accept that or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. And then I just tell them like I don't even give an offer right off the bat. I just say, hey, uh, I'll give you a full asking offer, all right. But the only thing I care about is figuring out the payments. Ask your seller what they need their payment to be, and then we can figure out the rest of the deal from there.
And then last question is that sounds like cherry picking some deals for your personal portfolio or for your group's portfolio, and then the rest of them you're dispositioning through sub two primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yep.
Are you finding end buyers before you write them up or
Nope.
never?
I'm in Hawaii, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to build a buyer's list. Like I know a lot of guys do, right? Like they'll have like, oh, these are my Texas guys, so I can send it to them first. But like I said, I don't have 8 hours to call a day. Like I
Yeah.
only get like maybe let's say 5 or 6 under contract a month. So it's like I don't have to have a big buyer's list. So because it's like as long as the deal's good, you're always going to find a buyer. You don't have to worry about anything. If you have a great deal, post it out there. I guarantee you'll get some hits instantly.
Okay.
So the only stuff I put under contract is stuff that I know I would personally buy rather than taking the risk of getting like, oh, this one's like at a 6%. Let's throw spaghetti against the wall and see if it sticks.
I was gonna
No.
use that. Yeah. Do you have would you be willing to share I don't know if it's a closing ratio, but a percentage of times where you make an offer, write it up, and find an end buyer? I mean, is it?
So
don't have to-
every contract I've ever put under, there's only been 3 that didn't close and I had to let go.
Okay. So if you like it, chances are someone else.
Right. One, like the first mistake I had, I found one in Maui. It was a short-term rental right on the beach. Everything was good, except it had a 3-year balloon. And it was like one of my first ones. Like people loved it, but the 3-year balloon, everybody's scared of it. That's why we had to drop it. The second one that fell out, it was like at a 6.6% interest rate. People didn't want anything that high. And then the third one, I thought was a perfect deal. It was 10% down, 4% interest only with a 7-year balloon. And no one bought it. I have no idea why, because it was right on one of the islands in Texas where people go and visit. They could have short-term rental. So that one, I have no idea why it just didn't go through. So, I mean, sometimes it's luck of the draw.
And then I'm going to be a little selfish here and ask one more question before I put myself down here, but it's regarding your EMD statement that you made that you're finding buyers quick enough where they're actually providing an EMD fast enough. You don't have to even put one down yourself.
So most all my contracts, we have our EMD due after 5 to 7 business days. Most in Hawaii, I typically, if I post it up within 48 hours, I'll have a buyer, they'll wire it for me. So it's like, it's like I don't really need a gator when it's like I can get someone to buy it so fast. Sorry,
Sure.
Gators.
No, that's not uncommon. I don't think too many wholesalers try to do it any differently, but in that market, it's probably a little more efficient. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to step down and let someone else get a hold of you here.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Hey, Scott, thank you so much for joining us on the call today. Brother, I'd love to get on a Zoom with you and help you with some more of your marketing and branding.
Awesome. I appreciate that. I'll take you up on that offer.
Yeah. We have Susan Perkaiser. Susan, you're on Grant Walker. What's your question?
Hey, Grant, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, as you can see, I'm actually in Seattle right now, but I'm pretending to be in Hawaii with my background.
Mhm.
I actually love it there. I have a feeling I'm going to probably end up like you. I've been, looking to buy and hold, but not finding the deals that I want. And so I'm starting to generate my own leads. But as far as out of state investing, especially in Hawaii, building a network out there, because I know you are buying and holding some STRs and things like that. Like, how do you go about that, and how easy is that out on the island?
It's actually pretty easy. Everybody makes this super complicated, like, oh, like I'm gonna have to have boots on the ground and all that stuff. It's really not. First thing I did when I joined Sub2 is I joined the Hawaii group, right? So there's tons of Facebook groups out there for Hawaii. I even started one of my own. It's called Hawaii Joint Ventures, where people that are already living there, because you need to have friends that you can talk to and network with. And most of my buyers that I met were from that group. Like I post in Sub2, but a lot of them will just get it. I'll post it there first and give them 24 hours because I want Hawaiians to buy there first. And then if like a lot of those guys pass, then I'll pass it off to Sub2. But join a group, a community in that area with other networkers, right? They'll be your boots on the ground. So like one of my buddies, Aaron Beno, and then also like Kelsey Charles, she's like an agent out there and she's part of Sub2. So I'll write up a contract and I'll be like, Kelsey, can you do me a favor? I'll pay you like $150 once this closes if you can go do the video walkthrough. There's tons of people out there that will do the management for you. Jason Sampson, he's like he just partnered with Comahai and Tristan, and he's running all their like midterm rentals and short term rentals out there. Yeah, get him on your show, JJ. You'll love him.
I'd love to.
Yeah, so there's tons of people out there that you can partner with. The biggest thing I always did though is I flew out to meet them first. I'm one of those type of people where like, yeah, we can talk on here. I can kind of get a feel for you, but if I shake your hand and I don't feel the right energy, I'm never going to work with you at all. So it's like most of my partners, I've always flown out to meet them personally, get a feel for them, and see if like we're on the same level. Even just like the way we talk is I want to trust the people I work with wholeheartily. But just get the deal done, get it under contract. Worst thing that can happen, I can introduce you to people with boots on the ground, partner with me, we'll figure it out. But that's why I started wholesaling, is just because like the best wholesale deal out there is the one you haven't heard of.
Right.
Because they're keeping it for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I've learned that the hard way.
But yeah, just make the calls.
And Susan, we were talking earlier about building your network before you need it, building relationships before you need them, finding people that are doing the deal, reaching out to them, see if there's rapport. Grant's already said, connect with him, reach out to him. I'd say build that relationship there, build that friendship there. Both of you guys live in Southern California. There'll be meetups you guys can go to and meet, face to face, if not get on a Zoom. But most importantly, what I try and do is connect you guys and provide this platform so that people can meet others and you guys can build your business. You're both friends of mine, so it only makes sense to say, hey, meet one another.
Awesome. I love it. I'm so glad I hopped on today. So,
What island are you trying to go to, Susan?
Well, I've worked a lot in Waikiki, so I really love it there, but pretty much anywhere.
Dude, best deals are in Big Island if you're okay. Like I'm really digging the Hilo side over there. Most everything I'm buying is in HPP, but I'm praying I got one contract that we might go through that it's literally at the entrance of Volcano National Park.
Ooh, nice.
And then we can turn that into like Joe and the Volcano, like the spa will be a hot tub shaped like a volcano and all that. Like theme stuff will crush out there, especially you could just walk across the street and there's Volcano National Park.
Right.
That sounds so cool.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you, JJ.
Susan, thank you for joining us today. Rob, you are on with Grant Walker. What's your question?
Hey, everybody. Nice to meet you. Rob Howdigi. Grant. Oh, my God. You got me so inspired and so fired right now. So send the jet first off. Fly me out for the weekend. Take me to Luau. Let's go. Okay? But no, really, man, you've got me so I'm connecting with you right now and you don't even realize it, okay? Because I started out June 22nd as a Gator into sub 2, mid-July. That's where I'm at now. As of last week, due to JJ and meeting JJ and meeting great people like I'm meeting yourself right now, he introduced me to another gentleman who made me or offered me up an affiliate PML position.
Nice.
Which is totally, I'm loving it, man. So right now, I've already brought in some deals to the table within, a few days, which is great.
Awesome.
So yeah, my main goal is really, I just figured out I've got a good niche or niche, whatever way you want to call it. I just call it my thing. So just finding the people and connecting them. And I think that's really where my focus is right now and where my drive is, because I want to build capital to then look into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Because I'm trying to figure it out. I really am. And like I said, I'm not a guy I'm not the mechanic, not whatsoever. No. Let somebody else handle that. That's their strength. More power to you. I love that. I inspire it, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. But give me a microphone and hey, let's go.
The best guys I've seen are specialists in one thing, right? Like me, I can underwrite some stuff, but I'm not good at it, right? I just focus on, let me make the calls, lock this stuff up, and then I find partners for every other thing, right? My partner, Kevin Van Beek, he's one of the best underwriters. But I also now have Darren Yee. He's also a Gator. He can raise capital and all that stuff. And then John Hurt, he's actually becoming my main dispo guy because I hate dispo, even though like we get deals like pretty fast. Like when you post everything on the sub two, right? Like you've taken your time, it's all there, and then they send you a little tag says email me everything. I'm like, it's all right there. Like that stuff drives me nuts. So it's like now I'm just finding a person for every little thing. I'd rather partner with everybody and get it done right rather than trying to be a jack of trade and learn every single thing. So yeah, find your niche, dude. Stick with that.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. Only because I'm dealing with some health issues, and part of it were my eyes. And long story short, I can't see out of this eye. I just had cataract surgery. I got great vision on this side, but it's been a struggle to get back to seeing. And that's why I'm on a phone right now, because my laptop doesn't even do me justice. I have to go like this, right? So, but it's coming back gradually. But oh man, I mean,
we need to get you an eye patch with the QR code, bro.
That's right. I'll be your pirate PML.
Exactly. Everybody would know you.
Rob with the hook. Oh God.
There you go.
I just got my tagline.
There you go. So Rob, did that answer your question there?
Yeah, no, trust me. I just wanted to feel that that I'm on the right path. You connected me, and I just feel I've got this connecting, avatar vibe, whatever you want to call it. I just feel right now that's my path, and I believe that it's going to guide me to where I need to go, and then I'm going to be associated along the way, and there's going to be other opportunities.
Well, Rob, after the call, we'll make sure we get you in touch with Grant so that you guys can, build your relationship, build your friendship, and add one another to each other's network.
No, absolutely, I appreciate it. And Grant, right on, man. We're going to be best buds.
All right, sounds good, brother. I'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Thank you.
So, brother, Gold Nuggets, you're just sharing bombs. Yeah, it's so funny, like you said. Some people think that Hawaii's a tough market. Some people think you have to actually be there. I've got a couple friends out there, as do you, but it's definitely, it seems, even from where I sit, an untouched market for the most part. And I think a lot of people are just intimidated by some of the prices. But if the way you're working it, you're just leading by example, and obviously your method can work across any part of the country.
It's the same method. It's just the state. I don't know why people are so scared of Hawaii. The only thing I can really think of is EMD. Like in California, and if it's 3% of $1 million house, how many people are scared to get that EMD or get proof of funds? Like if I didn't have the right partners to show those proof of funds, I wouldn't be able to do anything. Like you can't do this business on your own. Like I don't care what anybody says. If I didn't have my partners, I would be worthless. I could get stuff under contract, but I wouldn't be able to close a thing.
Awesome. Hey man, I really appreciate you coming on today and sharing vast amounts of knowledge. We've got to get your partners on here. We've got to get Kevin on here, and Darren and John, the whole gang, Brenda, that whole Orange County group, Terrence Spencer, who just texted me during the call. But we got a lot.
That's because he wants He wants those Target tickets with you.
Yeah, we got a lot of powerful people out of Southern California, so let's give all of us more exposure to the rest of the country. Hey, really quick, I got two last questions for you before we close out. If people want to reach out to you, they want to connect, either those on the call or possibly people watching weeks and months down the line, what's the best way for us to reach you? I think you said it's your MySpace page. Is that correct?
Yeah. Obviously, he's joking. He knows I'm not very. So I like being in the shadows, guys. I really do. JJ is trying to get me up in front and center to grow my business. I'm fighting him like every day for it. But yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook as Grant Walker. Just look for the pink shirt and pink hat. I'll have an updated photo. And then Instagram will be the Grant Tavius.
So now, Grant, this is also your Instagram, right?
Yep, it's my Insta.
There you go. Well, so we talked about the best way to reach you is through your Instagram is the Grant Tavius, which is THE, the Grant, and then AVIOUS. Yeah, guys, I say it all the time. It applies to everybody, particularly with Grant being our guest speaker today. If you're going to send a friend request, always send a message to accommodate your friend request, to introduce yourself, tell people who you are, where you're from, what educational group are you with, why you're contacting that person. Did you see them on a video? Did you see one of their posts on Facebook or Instagram? How do you know them? What do you have in common with them? And provide your phone number so the person can contact you back. You can speak to them, get to know them. But do not send friend requests out with no message. I call that an anonymous friend request. And I just talked to my friend Lance Riggin today. He's got 1,000 of those. He's maxed out, has 1,000 friend requests. He hasn't even begun to sort through because people don't put any identification there. So if you guys want to connect with me when I join my networking group, you can scan the QR code here. Takes it, I believe, to my website. And there's a pulsating register now button. Over on here is my Instagram and the jjzizian.com, the address for my website. Please register for the group, guys. You can shoot me a message on Facebook, but I'm going to want you to register for the group first, so I can connect with you. If you're on the call right now, do not go away. We're going to have some more networking, breakout rooms. You could possibly be in a room with Grant. If you're on the call right now, guys, look for more coming up on Flip Side Up with JJ. You can follow Grant on Instagram and Facebook, predominantly Facebook. And Grant, as far as everybody else, we'll see them out in the world of Facebook and Instagram, right?
Before we got to go, though, I just got to thank you. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't go to your network events and meeting the people to help me change my life. So truly, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Love
Guys, you heard it from Grant himself. Join my networking group. I will introduce you to people and show you how to brand yourself. So, Grant, we'll see everybody down the road, right?
All right. Take it easy, fellas.
See you guys. Thank you.